Kenyans in the diaspora send home over 200 billion shillings every year. But is the money being invested, and in which projects?
Where we are right now at the Fedeli homes, phase 1, which was of 24 units for the membership, is complete.
Well, Diaspora Circles are some of the growing avenues of investment.
They are doing quite well, that's for sure. You know, Kenyans are hardworking people.
And therefore, if you support them in terms of organizing them and supporting what already they are doing in terms of organizing themselves into SACCOs.
The recent 6th annual general meeting of the Kenya-USA Diaspora Sacco that took place here in Boston City, Massachusetts, was a key platform for sharing ideas on diaspora investments. That's the entry point into our show today, and here is our fact sheet.
Kenyans in the diaspora sent home about 269.7 billion shillings in the year 2018, a 38% jump from 194.6 billion shillings in 2017, according to Central Bank of Kenya statistics. North America continues to top as the main source region for the remittances, followed by Europe. The diaspora remittances have helped keep the shilling relatively stronger and are now Kenya's top foreign exchange earner, followed by tourism and horticulture. The diaspora remittances have been growing steadily over the years. In 2007, Kenyans living abroad sent home 57.3 billion shillings. The figure rose to 61 billion shillings in the year 2008. However, in the year 2009, the figure dropped to 60.9 billion. In the year 2010, it rose again to 64 billion Kenyan shillings. In 2011, it rose to 89 billion shillings, and in 2012, it rose to 126.6 billion shillings. In 2013, there was a steady growth whereby the figures grew to 129 billion shillings, and in 2014, it grew to 142 billion shillings. In 2015, it grew to 143 billion shillings. In 2016, the figures grew to 158 billion shillings. A steady increase that saw the remittances rise to 269.7 billion in the year 2018. It means remittances by Kenyans living and working abroad have increased by 370% between 2007 and 2019. Data further shows that money sent home by migrants competes with international aid as one of the largest financial inflows to developing countries. For the Chamwada Reports, I am Felix Maringa.
Mombi Baskin is a restaurant owner in Dallas City, Texas. She's a member of the Kenya-USA Diaspora Sacco, and she's one of the beneficiaries of the SACCOs housing project that is located in Malaa along Kangundo Road, Machakos County.
I want to say it's one of the best products because you're able to buy a house that you can afford, and the payments are so comfortable. Being a SACCO, the terms are different than actually going to the bank to get a loan. And the SACCO here will help you. So when, again, we go back to the value of the shilling and the dollar, so we get more value out of it because being in the diaspora.
About 200 million Kenya shillings has been pumped into this project.
The purpose of the Kenya-USA Diaspora Sacco is to save, then invest back home. So the diasporians pull the monies together in a Sacco model. Then that money we loan back to the members for their specific projects that they intend to do back at home in Kenya. Or if not so, we have a project like this, which we are calling the Fedeli homes, where collectively the members are owning these projects, but at the individual level, where I pull money through the Sacco, I put money through the Sacco, and I can borrow a loan through the Sacco to purchase this kind of a home. The total project is around 200 houses. So far, by the time we are finished with this, we'll be at around 36 units. So we have a long way to go. But currently, the members who have committed are around 68 units, which we want to see if they could be completed by the end of this year, 2019. The 3 bedrooms are going for roughly, I would say, cumulative 4 million shillings. So it's a affordable housing program. As a member, if you are purchasing through the Sacco, so you get a loan from the Sacco, so your repayment plan is around 48 months. Then if you're buying cash, you definitely come with 10% down payment. Then you do the other 90% within a specified period of time, especially by the time the house is getting completed, you should have cleared all your 100% payment.
The Fedeli Homes project is an example of where the money sent by Kenyans living and working abroad is being invested. During the 6th annual general meeting of the Kenya-USA Diaspora Sacco held in Boston City, members who have bought the houses were given their keys to the houses.
The process is seamless. Sacco has a very good attorney. The office is they guide you through the whole process. So when I tell them what I need, how much money I want to borrow, personally I've not really been conned by anybody in particular. I'm grateful for that, but at least I'm able to invest in a property that somebody is communicating with me the process, where the construction is, how much it's going to cost you, what's the interest rate, and the lawyers are very professional. So that was one of the good things about this whole process as well. The
AGM held on Madaraka Day was graced by Kenya's ambassador to the US, Robinson Githae, and Embu Governor Martin Wambora, who was representing the Council of Governors.
I challenged them. I said, you people, you said $20, $30, $50, $100 to Kenya. In total, it's a lot of money, over 150 billion Kenya shillings. But when you said $10, there's no impact. And it's pure consumption. I said, why don't you look for investment vehicle that you could pull in your resources, and then you'll be able to buy apartments, to buy farms, to buy plots, even to do other investments. And I'm glad they took it up. And today, they have contributed over 300 million Kenya shillings.
Diaspora, apparently, Alex, leader is sending a lot of money back home, Kenya. It's only that it has not been structured. They have been sending to individual relatives. Most of the money has been badly used, and I think they have woken up to the realities that they should now structure their system of sending money home where it can be used productively, and also where they can also make money at the same time. In fact, every county is having its own opportunities where they have competitive advantage. And I gave examples of Embu in terms of macadamia, where we used to pay farmers used to get only 30 shillings. Now they are getting over 200 shillings per kilo because we have managed to attract investors in the sector. Nyandarua, for instance, with the potatoes, that's what they are getting because they produce a lot of potatoes. They are the leading county with the potato production. Nakuru with pyrethrum, you see. Kwale is ready now for coconut plant.
It's not bad. There are about 3 million Kenyans living abroad, according to estimates by the Diaspora and Consular Affairs Directorate at Kenya's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This figure is drawn from those who have been registered at the various missions abroad, but there are many who have not registered, partly because of lack of proper legal immigration status. When it comes to diaspora Saccos, there are about 17 of them, and the Kenya-USA Diaspora Sacco is the largest, with 1,500 members. The headquarters of the Sacco is in Nairobi, Upper Hill area at Victoria Towers, and it operates 24 hours because of time difference factor across the world. So how does one become a member?
It's so simple. You basically go online under www.coodsonline.com, or you just Google Kenya-USA Diaspora Sacco, and with that you're able to log into our website. Under the Join Me menu, you're able to log in and you fill in an online application. And once you fill the online application, you only require 3 things, and one is a passport size photo, you need your Kenyan ID or the passport, and you need a specimen signature. And then you submit your application online. You are going to get a welcome email that will tell you on the next steps on what you are supposed to do, our bank details, how you are supposed to limit money, and all the procedure that you need as a new member. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so contributions, what are there various categories? How much do I pay? Is it a monthly? Is it per year? What now the financial bit, membership?
Initially, you are just supposed to pay 10,000 Kenya shilling for the registration. and then you are supposed to pay 20,000 Kenya shillings for your share capital. And this one you can do installment, you can do in a period of 2 to 4 months. And then once that you start your savings, the minimum savings per month is Kenya shillings 5,000. And after that, you can continue contributing at your own pace.
Savings and credit cooperative societies fall under the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Cooperatives.
We already have a department, a unit within the Department of Cooperatives that is dedicated to registering, supporting, backstopping the diaspora Sacco movement across the globe. We have also been sensitizing our embassies to also support the diaspora SACCOs. What we need now to conclude is make in terms of the law now, to make it easy for them to be able to transfer their savings here and for them to be able to invest here.
According to the CS, Diaspora Circles are important vehicles through which dollars from Kenyans abroad can be channeled for investment.
We are creating an SME fund that is going to be run by private sector and the SME department, that will enable people to pull resources together that then people, organizations and businesses can borrow from and invest. This is one of the baskets where Diaspora Circles can be able to invest their money. We are also already, SACCOs are involved in the affordable housing scheme that the government is spearheading, and we are trying to see again in terms of how the Diaspora Circles can participate also in investing in the affordable housing scheme.
Equally important is the role of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the inclusion of Kenyans in the diaspora in national development, and that role is expounded in the diaspora policy. But Kenyans abroad feel they are yet to be given the recognition they deserve.
We would like to be a conduit. We want the government to recognize our efforts. We want the government to give us opportunities of investing. For example, the diaspora bond should not be a far-fetched idea when the other diaspora communities that have actually benefited their governments through the diaspora bond. We can do that as a diaspora community. We want to work along our strategic plan, our 5-year strategic plan that talks about growth in numbers. We would like to have a membership volume of about, let's talk about 5,000 members for now. And with that, we want to get into Kenya and invest in projects that are going to make the real sense to the Kenyan economy, not individual projects like the ones we are having where people are buying properties for their own self.
Now, during the AGM, government institutions and private entities displayed their services and products. We'll sample some of those services and products right after the break. Welcome back. Time now to sample some of the services and products government institutions and private entities displayed during the Kenya-USA Diaspora Sacco AGM here in Boston City. The Higher Education Loans Board was here, and according to the board's leadership, they came here to sensitize Kenyans in the diaspora who have benefited from the HELB loans on why it is important to pay their loans.
We have today a debt portfolio of about 6.6 billion, owed by about 66,000 Kenyans who took loans way back from 1974 up to now. Most of them have not come back to repay those loans, although others are doing well in terms of repayment. And we realize most of them actually moved to the diaspora. Now, this country in particular holds about 1.5 million Kenyans. So if I look at, I segment that debt of about 66,000 difficult cases that we are currently handling, I could estimate that about 10,000 could be in this country. And therefore, that is why we are re-emphasizing this country. It is huge enough, so you'll find us in most of the key cities that actually they are Kenyans, where Kenyans congregate. And so we follow the traffic of where Kenyans are and try to reunite them and re-emphasize on the need to repay that loan back.
In addition to the repayments of the loans, which is of course the first port of entry, we are also looking at if we can partner with certain groups, with churches, with organizations. We have a number of products we have been able to do. We have been able to mobilize resources from external actors to the tune of almost 2 billion, which is very good. We are partnering with the USAID and the World Bank, so that like nothing now, USAID is giving us a very good support, and there will be some of the stakeholders we will be seeing during this trip.
4 commercial banks were represented at the event with the aim of tapping into the diaspora cash against a backdrop of increasing remittances from Kenyans abroad, with the diaspora money now a key foreign exchange earner for Kenya.
Our key focus at CBA for the diaspora client is to focus on property financing. And when we talk about property financing, it's a myriad of things. I mean, we talk about straight-through purchase. Straight-through purchase is when you identify a house and you want to buy it and take a mortgage with the bank. We're able to finance that for you. We also do construction loans, where we want to construct a residential home or commercial building, like for example, a block of apartments. We're able to finance that for you. We're able to finance plot purchase, and also simultaneously finance buying a plot and building on it at the same time. We know a lot of people who live in the diaspora would want to be able to invest back home, and our key focus is to actually facilitate the same and make it possible for them.
For equity, what I do, because I know that we have very many Kenyans here who don't have an opportunity to go back to Kenya. They would like to invest in Kenya, and also they don't have bank accounts. So as an agent, I open an account for them. Also, I help them to know the product for Equity Bank, that they can be able to invest in an Equity Bank.
We offer services for customers who live and work outside of Kenya. So we offer account services, we offer investment options, we give them investment advice, we do mortgages and stuff like that. Yeah. We have a construction product. We have a consortium of professionals that we've come up with. These are contractors, these are engineers, these are architects and all that. So we give that to our customers and they get to choose from that. So if they want a construction done for them, they get to choose from that pool.
Among the major projects is like Kenya-USA Diaspora Sacco, when they were doing their project back in Nairobi. This Kagudo Road project, Fedeli homes, we are able to, because they are very far from, most of their activities are back here in USA. So we as their bank, we are facilitating those transactions for them to make it easy for them to access their funds and apply to their respective projects that they are doing at home.
Real estate developers too are keen on diaspora investments.
We run a company called Savo. Savo is a real estate investment company. We develop houses specifically for young professionals, studios and one-bedroom units. The reason for that is because a big chunk of the population in Kenya is made up of very young people, so we are targeting them for houses. So as an investor, you would come and buy, and we'll guarantee you rental income. We build, we finish, we manage for you, and we send you your rent at the end of the month. We are truly in line with the government's agenda of affordable housing, because our houses are affordable, 1.5 to 3 million shillings.
Username is password, password is username. Username is basically a unique concept that we came up here in the year 2013. We have 3 founders, very young people, and we are engineers. We wanted to offer very affordable properties that are coming up in areas where people are settling. If you ask yourself, how was Thika Road 10 years ago? Properties were going for 100,000. Now we work backward and we ensure that the properties we give you are the Thika Roads of the next 5 years. And that's why in Kagudo Road, we are in Thika Road.
And for the diaspora, how many titles have you given?
For diaspora, we have done like approximately 200. We just started last year. That's the first time we came to here in the US. We also went to the UK. But coming back, we have been able to get we had to issue like 200 titles.
We are here as Premier Realty, a company that has partnered with the biggest SACCO in the United States of America. We have worked with this SACCO for 5 years now, whereby we are trying to change the narrative, where people have been trusting their relatives, their friends to invest on their behalf back at home in Kenya. And what we are doing and telling people is that they need to work with companies that they can trust. Most of the diasporans have taken up land that is in around Konza.
That's your project.
That is our project. And here we have been able to do about 500 plots with the diaspora. This is a project that is near the Konza city. As you are aware, that Konza city is coming up very well.
People who come to us, we always try to guide people, number one, in understanding that buying a property is not just providing the cash and saying, here is the property that you're buying. You need to have some good research to understand what is it that you're buying, number one. Number two, utilizing people who are knowledgeable in the area of conveyance of land, for example, using lawyers to working with lawyers, making sure that everything checks out correctly.
We are here to meet the people in the diaspora, the Kenyan community, and celebrate with them the Madaraka Day, as well as to be able to exchange ideas on how we can be able to help them as an investment channel to tap into the opportunities that we come across in the continent and be able to help them to be able to be financially independent. And when they come back home, they should come back home as heroes, at least financially.
GTC is in short, but now the whole mean is Global Trade Center Nairobi. We are a real estate company. We have offices. We have hotel by JW Marriott, which is a five-star hotel. Then we also have a mall. Then on top of that now we have the main thing, which is our apartments. Our apartments are 1, 2, 3 bedrooms and penthouses. They are high-end penthouses. They are high-end 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, and they are of high quality.
Indeed, there are many investment opportunities home for the Kenyan community abroad. And the key message from the 6th Annual General Meeting of the Kenya-USA Diaspora Sacco is that before you invest, choose the right channel. And that's how we end our show today. Many thanks for watching, and bye-bye from Boston City.